box of diapers, a can of formula, a Lunchable.
Not that it makes it okay, but it's not like we're talking about someone stealing CDs. There are better ways to get those resources. Felt they were doing the right thing for the wrong reasons.
You put the court in a predicament because you earned the right to go to jail. Yet the court is now without a heart. You know that from the age of 3 that you shouldn't steal. And we are here for a pretrial. Is there any resolution in this matter?
There is, Your Honor. It's my understanding the defendant will be pleading guilty to an count of attempted retail fraud, second offense notice, and before dismiss count 1.
Mr. Hartel?
That is accurate, Your Honor.
Ms. McCutcheon, have you heard what the attorneys have said the resolution in this case is?
Yes.
And is that how you wish to resolve it?
Yes.
Will you please raise your right hand? It's my understanding you'll be pleading guilty to what's essentially an added count 2 of an attempted retail fraud, second degree. That is punishable by up to 6 months in jail and or a fine of $1,000 or 3 times the value of the property taken. In exchange for that, the people will be dismissing the completed offense, which is the 1-year misdemeanor. Is that your full understanding of the plea agreement?
Yes.
Back on November 29th of last year, were you on probation or parole?
No.
Were you on bond?
No.
Do you remember those rights?
Yes.
Most importantly, do you understand that you have a right to a jury trial in this matter, and that by entering a guilty plea today, you'll be giving up that right in trial of any kind?
Yes.
Other than the plea agreement, has anybody promised you anything in order to get you to plead?
No.
Has anybody threatened you in any way?
No.
And is it your own free choice to plead today?
Yes.
Are counsel aware of any other promises, threats, inducements not made part of the record? Then, Ms. McCutcheon, to the allegation that on or about November 29th, 2025 in Herring Township of Wexford County, while at Walmart, how do you plead to an attempted retail fraud second?
Guilty.
In order to accept that plea, I must have you tell me what it is that makes you guilty. So back on November 29th, were you at the Walmart store?
Yes.
And that's in Herring Township. Would you agree with me?
Yes.
And while there, did you attempt to steal some property of the store?
Yes.
And what is it that you attempted to take?
A box of diapers and a can of formula and a Lunchable.
And was it your intent to try to take those items?
Yes.
Were you successful in taking them?
Yes, but I also got pulled over and gave them back.
Okay. Do counsel believe the defendants provided a factual basis in which to accept the plea and that the court rules have been complied with?
Yes.
Yes.
As does the court, I find the plea is knowing, voluntary, and accurate. I find the defendant guilty of an attempted retail fraud. Second, pursuant to the plea agreement, the completed offense will be dismissed. Are we able to sentence today, Ms. Lawrence?
Yes, sir.
Is there any restitution requested?
There is none.
Allocution, Mr. Hartel?
Yes. The court wasn't aware. I know my client's taking this very seriously. A little shooken up. I've told her that just means she's taking the situation seriously. It's the clients who aren't a little shook up that I'm worried about. I do believe that the full weight of the situation is sinking in. She realizes this isn't her first rodeo, I'll put it that way. But at the same time, I asked the court to factor in that it has been a few years. And I'd ask the court to factor that in as a variable because we do get clients, or defendants, I should say, who come back and just a few days later, they barely get out of jail, barely get out of bond. Not that it's ever okay to break the law again, but thankfully, that's not the situation here. As my client did allude to, it's not that it makes it okay, but it's not like we're talking about someone stealing CDs. People even still use CDs, I don't know. But things of that nature, she was getting, I'll call them staples. It doesn't make it okay. Maybe it humanizes it a bit. There are better ways to get those resources. We do have an office social worker that she can use. There's 211. I really believe this is a situation where somebody made a wrong choice when they felt they were doing the right thing for the wrong reasons. It doesn't make it okay. But I do believe she's supervisable. I realize it's almost certainly with her prior history won't just be fines and costs. But I do believe she is supervisable. I asked the court to give her that opportunity, let her complete maybe a refresher course on stop, lifting, things of that nature. I don't think jail is something that is needed. Obviously, if there was supervision, if she failed to do the things that the court asked her to do, she knows she would go to jail. I believe that would be an appropriate inspiration if she needed one. But again, the court hasn't noticed. She is very aware of the weight of the situation. Thank you.
Thank you. Ms. Lawrence?
Thank you, Your Honor. I think the people's biggest concern here is that this is her second retail fraud case. On top of that, I will note in the report, the Walmart asset protection manager said this specific couple has stolen merchandise from not only the Cadillac Walmart, but the Traverse City Walmart several times. Though I understand those, I guess, did not turn into charges or convictions for whatever reason, I'm not sure, but that in itself is concerning to the people that maybe this is not technically her second, maybe she's just gotten away with it a couple more times.
She does have a shoplifting conviction from out of state as well.
Okay. I do think some type of supervision, possibly a retail fraud class, might be appropriate in a case like this. But other than that, I will be sentencing up to the court. Thank you.
Is it as she described that it was diapers, formula, and a Lunchable?
It was one box of diapers, one bag ice melt, one Lunchable, one deodorant spray, trail mix, and laundry beads.
Just so the court's aware, my client sidebarred with me, just to let me know she was a bit nervous, so if she forgot some of those items, we apologize. But she's not denying it.
Ms. McKitchen, you have the right to address the court prior to sentencing. Is there anything you'd like me to know? No?
No, sorry.
So what was going on? Why shoplift?
I just didn't have enough funds. We don't have family out here to help with stuff that we need. I've tried to, like, I don't qualify for like food stamps or anything like that. So like all of our money basically goes to food and everything else. It just comes down to, I just didn't have enough money for it. And I know it's wrong, but I ended up doing it.
Are you employed anywhere?
No.
So in your past, I show 3 prior theft convictions. I show the shoplifting that we talked about in 10. In 21, there was a retail fraud third. And in 19, there was an embezzlement less than 200. For any of those, did you serve a jail sentence or probation?
I did probation for all those.
Did you successfully complete probation?
Yeah, and court fines and cost or whatever.
And what did you have to do for probation?
But from what I remember, it was like drug testing and checking in. I don't really remember like the specifics.
Did you have to do any classes or anything like that?
I think the first one I did a class, like a shoplifting class.
Okay. How many kids do you have?
I have 3. I have a 7-year-old, a 14-year-old, and a 5-month-old.
Well, you put the court in a predicament because you earned the right to go to jail. But yet the court is now without a heart. I understand this position you were put in, but as Mr. Martell says, there are all kinds of other avenues to go down, especially in this community. I'll be honest, I don't know what probation would get. The benefit of put you on probation. You know what you did was wrong. This was not your first rodeo with it. You've got the 3 prior theft convictions in your past, plus another conviction. One of the things the courts have to be concerned with putting somebody on probation is one, the likelihood of reoffending. And as I said, that didn't deter you in the past. Now it's been a little over 4 years since your last conviction, at the time that the offense happened. So what I'm going to do is, because your actions not only impact you, but it impacts society as a whole. We all pay for higher prices. Some can't get out of the store without presenting a receipt in some cases. So I'm not going to incarcerate you, even though I should, but I am going to put you on a period of probation, not for rehabilitative purposes, because I don't think I can rehabilitate you. You know what you did was wrong. You know that from the age of 3 that you shouldn't steal stuff. But I am going to make you repay society for what you've done. So I'm going to put you on a period of probation for 12 months. During that time, you're not to violate any law. Report is ordered not leave the state without the consent of your probation officer. Keep your contact and employment information current. You will be eligible for early release. So if you've done everything we're going to ask you to do within that 12-month period, you could be released as early as 6 months. Now, if something happens that you're not, that you think you should be released, but your probation officer doesn't, you can petition the court on your own, and we'll have a hearing and I'll make that determination. I am going to order a retail fraud class. I realize it's going to be redundant, but I think that's something that we should do. I'm also going to order any additional programming that your probation officer thinks is appropriate. And I'm ordering 30 hours of community service work. There is a $75 Crime Victims' Rights Fund fee, $50 state minimum fee, because this is your second or third shoplifting. The court is going to impose a $300 fine, $150 court cost, and $150 attorney fee. Well, I'll waive the court cost.
You waive the attorney fee as well.
Waive the attorney fee. Probation fee, I'm only going to charge you half of that, which is $180. If something happens that you end up staying longer than the 6 months, you'll be required to pay the $30 a month probation fee. 0 days jail with 0 days credit. Just a reminder that any balance that remains unpaid for more than 56 days will have a 20% penalty added to it. I will waive that penalty while on probation. Anything else in the judgment of sentence, Ms. Lawrence?
No, Your Honor, thank you.
Mr. Barcel?
No, thank
All right, ma'am, you can go out to the front window where you checked in, get a copy of your judgment, make a payment if you're able to, and if not, get set up on a payment plan, and then go downstairs and get signed up for probation.
Thank you.
That's it.